Peace to the family. Welcome to the Man to Man episode. I'm your host, Steve Jones, and I'm here with my good brother, Mr. 19.
Yes, sir.
And today, like you said, we're going to dive deep into, what corresponded last night, dealing with the debates between Donald Trump and the sister Kamala Harris. And we set up and we watched the debate. We was actually going to go live last night and give y'all a real reaction, but, we had a meeting at the end of the night, so we're going to do it right now. And I put up a poll yesterday. I seen a lot of y'all in the comments upset, say that I made Trump look bad by my caption, but I feel like he made himself look
Man, we ain't here to make Trump look good.
Listen, the dude ain't come prepared. He tried to use his old tactic back coming in there with his old
No,
answers.
if you black and
old girl did her research.
Bro, you know how you lucky me on YouTube. There's certain stuff I can't say on YouTube. But you gotta learn how to get the gonads out your mouth so that you can speak like a man. Cause you can't gargle Donald Trump nuts at the same time and speak like a man. You gotta relax. His job was to go up there and win.
Facts.
That means that, and I talked about this earlier. I said, Malcolm X went to Oxford. When he traveled around the world, he was debating racist people. I mean, devout racists, white media that want to spin his words. They asking him questions. He didn't get no script beforehand. He don't know what's going on, right? Muhammad Ali, he's sitting up there answering every single question they throwing at him with finesse and flawlessness and charisma, because he was prepared, because he was really as great as we thought he was.
Yeah.
So if you come into this is where you want to be the leader of the so-called free world, that means your intellect has to be the highest. Yeah. Right? And there ain't no way that nobody can trip you up. No moderators, no questions, nobody that's your opponent, nothing. You got to come in there solid on your square. I don't want it. You got emotion, you got thrown off, you lost the game plan. What you doing is you trying to cover up for a man's weaknesses, and they don't never do that for black men. So I ain't giving nobody nothing. I don't care what side you fall on. Yeah. You supposed to come in there, and she supposed to come in there and try to dominate. He supposed to come in there and dominate. The goal is to get the win afterwards.
So let's get into this, right?
Love it or hate it, I don't give a fuck.
After watching the debates last night, right? What was the biggest takeaway from Kamala Harris last night? What you learned new about her?
I ain't learned nothing new.
Nothing new?
Nothing new.
Do you feel like she answered all of the questions to the T, or she spoke around them?
She spoke around them. The only time I feel like she answered the question directly, and when she started off and said, "Let me be very clear." That's what she did. She started off with this question. Other questions, she diverted. She redirected, right? But they asked her, you know who they asked her about? Those people who are anti-pals. You know what I'm talking about? Those people that we will not name, but you know who they are. I don't even want their name on my stream right now. But she said, I'm going to support them, never go stop they right. She went into their story. This what happened. They did this to them. I'm not going to stop their funds, they right to defend themselves. She was very clear on her loyalty and on code. She didn't want nothing to be misconstrued. When I'm president, I'm supporting them 1,000%. Yeah. So if you can't give us that same clarity, how the hell we know you with us? How?
See, this
you gotta answer that question and say, I'm very clear. Start your goddamn answer off like that.
See, she definitely diverted when they got into the race topic, when they asked Trump about her race. And he said he don't care what she is. They asked her the same question, and she tried to spin it and say, well, he's always trying to bring up race and divide it. But she never mentioned that she was black. But our whole campaign is trying to get the black vote. Going to eat fried chicken and do all this, knock on the black people door right through the hood.
Her true campaign is as the first female president. Now, people are taking ownership of her blackness, but her real campaign is the first female president, and that's what she was presenting on that stage. She wasn't presenting the first black president, first female black president, or the first female Indian president. She was presenting the first female president. She was positioning herself to say, this is Donald Trump, what you normally get, white patriarchal, right, figures as presidents. This is your same old thing, and here's me with compassion and emotion and these other different things. She was really beating to the hearts of the women out there. They had a game plan when she said, I'm gonna look you in your eye. You know what I mean? She said, I'm gonna trigger you. We know all your weaknesses. I'm gonna try to hit all those points. to get you off curves, to get you to say some stupid things. And he fell into those traps one by one by one.
Yeah.
Right? Her and her team had a very good game plan. They went in there, she stuck to the script, and she came out with the W. But the reason I say that is because she went in there as the first woman. She's running on a platform about things that women care about. Don't tell a woman about her body. We talking about, pregnancies and abortions and things of that nature. Obama, they asked some questions, right, about black America because he was running as the first black president. He's already a man. We already had men. That's what he ran off of, the first black president. Now, black people, we always have to have a reason to vote Democrat, so we going to connect with you somehow, some way, right? That's why you get the campaign of everybody that's supporting her. So, therefore, as the first female president, she went up there and smoked them, not as the first female black president.
Yeah.
So, you got to understand what you're seeing when you're seeing it and the way that she was projecting herself. She wasn't telling the world, I'm the first black woman. She was saying, I'm the first woman, and this is something new. And that's why I asked the people the question, were you even inspired? And most people talking about some no. So don't celebrate it then, because a leader is supposed to inspire.
I just feel like both of them is so detached from the real issues that's going on in America because they focus was on immigration. And it's been in America, we don't
care about the immigration.
We ain't worried about that right now.
I don't know a black man in America that has his opportunity stopped, right? That had dealings with an immigrant that stopped his ability to gain wealth and power and rulership in America whatsoever. This propaganda, the way black people are acting on political, like we care about those topics when we really don't. Yeah. I'll just be honest. Now, if we want to act like we in this super American political crap, then yeah, you're going to start having conversations about that, man. But I'll be honest with you. Yes, I would love for America to focus on America first in the way that I would want them to prioritize black issues, you feel me, and spend money over here for sure. Close the borders. I don't care. Why would I want more immigrants in the country? It doesn't matter to me. But it does matter if I'm thinking long term of if I'm going to have children in America in this future, then we have to start being a part of the process of caring about the way the country is being ran, because then we take ownership to say this is our country. And if we're going to continue to have babies here, then we have to care about everything that happens in this country. Otherwise, it's going to be a chaotic future. And they're going to be like, well, what did y'all do to stop it, change it, and make it better?
I'm not saying that it isn't a problem, but what I'm saying is it shouldn't be the priority, like at the top of the list of problems that's going on.
It's not other shit that's one that's a low hanging fruit that they can get into the minds of the people.
Yeah.
Right now, we on the West Coast. I don't know if people on the East Coast. I would love to hear from the audience about any of your personal experience of dealing with immigrants. But I can tell you one thing that they're not stopping is reshoring of American manufacturing. Right, the immigrants are not the reason that the healthcare costs are so high. The immigrants, even though that they supposed to be giving immigrants $100,000+ or whatever for income, that's not the reason that they're not giving you any money. They're choosing not to give you any money, right? See, you go look at the immigrant and say they're the enemy, instead of the person that makes the decision to give the immigrant the money instead of you. This is why the American people are not that smart, because you're making the wrong person the enemy. You're supposed to be focused on the person that can make the decision, the person that cut the checks. You looking at the immigrant and you mad someone go back to your country. What about the politician that's from your country that decided that they're going to importancize their life over yours? So when the people are fighting each other, they're not looking at the real person in power that makes the decision to where you can actually affect change.
So how you feel about this statement that Trump made last night? He say if we elect Kamala Harris to be in office as president, America will become Venezuela on steroids. What you take from that?
Listen. I think it's going to get bad regardless of who's in presidency. I'm going to be honest with you. And personally, I don't know what it's like in Venezuela. I've never been. Yeah. But before the news cycle recently, and I heard about some things years ago, but Venezuela sounds like a nice place. It sounds like it has some nice beaches and stuff like that. It sounds like a vibe. But if it's as bad as they say it is, then I would say the hoods in America are already that bad. I would say that when you can go to, in St. Louis, where I met you, it's already that bad. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, when we look at hood to hood, all across America, it's already that bad. You can't, and that's where you're not talking to black Americans that's living in the hood, because nothing gonna change for them. You talking to that middle class, right? The people that get afraid of the immigrants and stuff like that. They're not even having a conversation with you when they talking like that. Because I'm not worrying about America becoming Venezuela. My focus is on America becoming better, right? When they keep focusing on fear, right? And that's why I asked, like, in times of fear, it can make people sick. It'll stress you out. And that's what it was doing. As you watch that debate, you get stressed out. You watch the last one, you stressed out.
Now, one thing I did kind of agree with Trump on last night was, he said America, right now in this current state, don't know how to negotiate with these foreign countries. And I think it's true. You know, Biden was just incompetent. He don't understand shit that was going on. And I feel like he, you know, while he was in office, you know, you could tell that we on the verge of a World War III going on. And I don't feel like, I could be wrong though, don't quote me on this, but I don't feel like right now a woman should be the next one to go over there to try to negotiate and sue them. They need somebody radical like Trump talking to them. But I could be wrong. What you think?
I think women have the capability of doing it. It ain't even about whether it's a woman, it's about whether it's the right woman. That's what I really think. I definitely think it's about whether it's the right woman. I think that currently we're being punished right now because we out of balance. The masculine is out of balance with the feminine. So I don't even want to have a conversation about whether it's the woman or not, because at the end of the day, I'm not waiting for female leadership. I'm not waiting for white male leadership. The only type of leadership is the type of leadership that I can enact, which is black male leadership. That's it. I can't operate as a female. I can't operate as a white male. I can only operate as a black man. So when I think about leadership, I think about myself first and foremost. So I have to project myself in that position to carry myself into a responsible, better future. That's reality. I don't think no president has represented us well, because look at all the wars we went to, right? Look at how America, which they didn't talk about, America is in debt because of these wars. They talked about the fact that we spending $300 million and billions of dollars every single day. Yet we got to wait on promises for them to go argue with more people in the Congress House and the Senate seats and things of that nature. But one thing that always get to go through is this war money. So y'all can go spend billions of dollars in another country to send aid over there to Ukraine, to send aid over there to Israel. But we got to figure out how to help the American people.
And you lock a black person up fast for a $20,000 PPP loan. You spend $350 million a day for a war that's killing people. That's crazy. It don't make sense.
Yeah, and I don't support none of these wars. Not one of them. Not a single one that they've done. None of them. None of them. There has been no benefit, not a single benefit. Ain't no American people getting a check after they go in and steal all the oil reserves from a country. No, why would we support a war? We don't even get no benefit. America is a machine that is based on money and power. That don't make no sense. Now, what happens is the economy can get better. That's why financial literacy is necessary, because then you invest in stocks. And now when America is doing good, then you can do good. So you learn to play the game based on understanding finances and understanding law. That's a different type of game, right? But you not getting direct from anything. Now, the stock market did go up because it looks like Kamala has an opportunity to win. And it looks like right now the market is favoring stability, right, as far as the future. So this is very interesting, and this is where we got to learn how to play the game. Like, if the market is going to go up, you can be looking at the news, but is the news informing you on decisions that you can make to help you or your family, right? And that's when we start to understand economic literacy, our place in the economy and how it affects us as well. So once we start operating on that, that's another level of how we operate, which is why we should want the economic conversation to be number one. Economics and health. Because America's health is bad. Americans are sick. I don't mean perversely sick. I mean bodily and physically sick. Right? The women got fibroids. The brothers got cancer. It's bad. Diabetes, high blood tension, arthritis, everything you can think of. It's bad. So I like what RFK and Donald Trump put together, but I ain't hear nothing about make America healthy again. He should have listened. He should have went up there with all Robert F. Kennedy talking points, because at least we would have subjects that matter to the American people. But we ain't hear none of that. Yeah. I didn't hear how they gonna bring manufacturing over here. We talked about taxing imports and exports, but we didn't hear detailed policies, because the details is what you can hold people accountable to. And we didn't hear a spirit of innovation and change, and how America's gonna become a scientific, right, and a technological superpower again.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't get from Trump. I know, I could tell, like, after last night that he don't got a plan. He just want to get back in the office.
Man said he got concepts.
He got concepts, but he ain't got
concepts. What Soldier Boy? Concepts? Concepts.
But nah, let's get to this.
Oh, we got a hard man said he got concepts.
Hey,
how you want to
know? Procrastination is the what?
Bro, look.
We always say
the man is a billionaire.
Bring him to
fruition. You a billionaire and you got concepts. You supposed to have a team that give you the research, they give you a viable plan that they say go work. I don't want to hear no concepts, because it showcases that you are against it just to be against it, not because you have something better. And that's a fool's errand to knock something without having something better to replace. I already know that healthcare is really sick care, because healthcare is when you take care of yourself. Healthcare is when you eat right. Healthcare is when you're in the gym. Healthcare is when you're in nature. Healthcare is when you are mentally balanced within yourself. Healthcare is when you live in a tonic life instead of a toxic lifestyle. Otherwise, that's sick and death care when we're talking about the medical system. So the goal should be disrupting and bankrupting the medical system so that we don't need them, because the more prescription drugs that we need, the sicker America is. Not the healthier, because they're not selling us cures.
A lot of people was found it comical that he said in Ohio, these people are coming in our country eating up all of the pets, the dogs and the cats. And I had to sit back and think about this, right? All around the hoods of America, we got these Chinese restaurants. And you don't know what type of meat they really put in the food. So he probably could be on us. So he probably trying to tell us something.
Hey, listen.
We should be listening.
Listen now. The legal immigrants are selling the dogs and the cats. The legal immigrants, go to that hood spot. Go order the sweet sour chicken, number 3, right on the menu.
Hot braised chicken.
You can't tell me that every time you went in there, that was real chicken. You know, you got high at one time,
good, though.
And you was eating, and then all of a sudden, you looked at the shape like, could it be? Is it? Maybe. And then you just like, nah, I don't even want to think about this. Let me just, nah. And then sometimes you put the plate to the side. You don't tell nobody why. You ain't hungry no more.
I think he was trying to tell us something. Like, I think he got real aggravated. He was like, I'm going to just put this secret out. It ain't real.
They trying to talk about some Haitians and all this different stuff, man. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Listen, it might be happening, but I'm going to tell you one thing I know y'all are eating is pork. And you can't, listen, if you eat pork, you might as well eat cat, rat, and dog. So I don't want to hear nothing about no other animals, because honestly, we hypocrites. You know what I mean? Like, just because you take them as pets, you don't want to eat them now.
See, I don't eat fish.
You know what I'm saying? People just don't want to eat their pets. But I'm going to be honest, it ain't nothing more special about a dog and a cat and a lizard and a chicken. You know what I'm saying? And none of these other animals. They all the same. Yeah. You feel me? It's just you think one is cute. And anytime human beings get a connection with an animal, you don't want to eat it. Come on, man. The more human-like and the more they cool with us, we all of a sudden, that's wrong. Because they thought Robert F. Kennedy was eating a dog on rotisserie style somewhere out in Thailand or something he was at. And maybe he was. I ain't eating and partaking in none of the filthies. You feel me? But at the end of the day, man, I don't see no difference between y'all eating pork and y'all eating cats, rats, and dogs. If she feel a pork, because that's the DNA that they made of. It's the same thing. It's a filthy, dirty, scummish animal. All these fatbacks out here, that's all of that liver. That's all of that fat that you eating, all that lard, all that grease on your body. How dare you shame somebody for the way that they eat? When you ever looked at your plate and the amount of plates that you keep eating, you could feed a whole entire nation with your appetite.
So at this point, I'm just about to eat.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to starve if you shared your plates.